Today marks 70 years since the signing of the Korean Armistice Agreement, which ended 3 years of fighting on the Korean Peninsula. In commemoration of that anniversary and the threat still posed by North Korea, House Foreign Affairs Committee's Subcommittee on the Indo-Pacific convened a hearing called Illicit IT, Bankrolling Kim Jong-un. California Congresswoman Young Kim, you see her there. She grew up in South Korea in the aftermath of the Korean War. She now chairs the subcommittee on the Indo-Pacific. Congresswoman, good to see you.
Good to see you, Alex.
So for you, this conflict, this story is so personal. Talk about what this reminds you of in terms of your childhood in Korea.
You know, again, today, as you mentioned, is the Korean War Armistice Day. So as a Korean-American immigrant serving in the United States Congress, first of all, I take these freedoms that I live in very, very seriously. And as we celebrate today, I also want to celebrate the brave South Korean troops who fought for their freedom, and the American troops who answered the call to defend a country they never knew and people they never met. They are the reason why I'm here today. So today, this means a lot to me. My childhood growing up in South Korea in the aftermath of the Korean War, you know, I had my first taste of freedom when I saw soldiers throwing out candies and chocolates from their trucks. And I also have relatives who defected North Korea. So this day is very, very personal to me. The memories of the destruction of the Korean War are fading after 70-some years, but that shows how far South Korea has come. But we cannot take our freedom for granted. So as Indo-Pacific Subcommittee Chairwoman, I'm making sure that we work with our allies to promote peace through strength. So as you mentioned, today we had the subcommittee hearing to highlight the atrocities of Kim regime, from human rights abuses to cyber crimes to its growing nuclear arsenal.
And you read a big story in foreign policy, big op-ed there. What is the bottom line you want people to know about this conflict?
The bottom line is this, and the main point that I wanted to get across was that United States and South Korea should pursue a permanent peace on the Korean Peninsula only when certain conditions are met by North Korea. And that we should remain very firm on those conditions, and that is North Korea needs to improve on its human rights conditions and make sure that we are agreeing to complete, verifiable, irreversible, the North Korea denuclearization in the Korean Peninsula, because the success of the U.S.-South Korea alliance stems from strength and resilience, not concessions, you know, to authoritarians. Remember, appeasement and weakness invite aggression. So as we know, today marks that signing of the armistice that ended the hostilities 7 years ago. But we also know that North Korea is still a hostile power. So we need to remember what North Korea is. The dictator in North Korea, the leader Kim Jong-un, he has shown again and again that he's not going to be trusted. He has no interest in formally pursuing an end to the Korean War. So there is no reason for us to think otherwise.
I want to get your take on one other story that involves a Southern California man named Eyvin Hernandez. He is in Venezuela being held against his will. Apparently he took a wrong turn at one point and then has been held there for months and months and months, since March of 2022. I know you're working in a bipartisan way. We just talked the other day with Congresswoman Sidney Kamlager-Dove, a Democrat, on this, in an effort to bring him home. Can you give us an update on where things are at on that front and maybe what people can do to try to make that happen?
Absolutely. I mean, we brought this to at the highest level at the State Department, and we are trying to get the family, hopefully, to meet with the President Biden himself, if not, make sure that President Biden is aware of this. Thankfully, yesterday in our Foreign Affairs Committee markup, we actually passed the resolution to call on Biden administration to do more, use all the tools at our disposal and do more. It's past time that we bring him home. He's been in detention by Venezuelan government, you know, against his own will. he is that one person we're working really hard because he's one of us. He's from Southern California. It really means a lot for us to show the unified voice that we're working in a bipartisan way to bring somebody like him home, who is a longtime public defender. We know his background, and it's, again, past time that we work to make sure that he comes, bring him home. But again, on the same note, we have a American soldier that is in detainee in North Korea right now. We still don't know a lot about Travis King's case, but it's, whether or not our American citizens are held in North Korea or Venezuela or Iran or anywhere in the world, we need to make sure that we look out for the well-being of our American citizens anywhere. And we hope that in both cases with Travis, Eyvin Hernandez and Travis King, hopefully we will be able to work hard to bring all of them home.
Congresswoman Young Kim, thank you so much for joining us live tonight from Washington to share your perspective, and hopefully both of them will be back home soon.
Thank you very much for having me.